LightAudioRecording.com.
I had a custom partscaster put together. I call it the RF40 because my name is Ronan Fitzgerald and I designed it to commemorate my 40th year. For the next minute or so, you can watch and listen to what and how I'll play when I record with this guitar. For the next few minutes, I'll go through the intention of the design and how I decided on parts. If you don't want to just hear me talking, feel free to skip ahead. There are 2 points to the intention of this design. Firstly, to merge the solid body guitar sounds I use into one guitar to save time having to switch instruments when I'm recording. Secondly, if I ever need cash and need to sell guitars, I want to make sure that I can keep the sounds I rely on those guitars for. I won't be able to sell this because nobody wants a random partscaster. Here's a breakdown of the parts. The neck is a standard 22 fret maple Strat neck from Warmouth. It's to copy the neck on my 2007 American Standard Strat. I opted for this because it's the guitar I use for solos and I figured it's easier to start playing rhythm parts on the neck I'm used to playing solos on than it is to start soloing on the neck I'm used to only playing rhythm parts on. The neck is attached to the body with this custom inscribed neck plate. The body is a mahogany jagstang shape from Rosser. Kurt has influenced my playing and songwriting, but the stock jagstang electrics and hardware aren't my jam. I opted for mahogany because that's what my 1996 Dean USA-Z is made of. I'm mostly a rhythm guitarist and that guitar covers a lot of my rhythm playing, so that was the priority tone to capture. Worth noting, jagstangs are typically short scale, but because of the Strat neck, the bridge is positioned to the standard Strat scale of 25 inches. That's an American standard hardtail bridge. My Strat's tremolo has been in its case as long as I've owned it, so I saw no need to include one. As you can see, the pickups are in a humbucker single coil humbucker layout. That's not a weird configuration, but the wiring of these pickups is probably the only thing on the guitar that's entirely unique and that I've never seen on another guitar. When I shared the design with people, the pickup wiring was the one that gave pause and melted faces and scratched heads. As mentioned, I wanted this guitar to merge the solid body guitar sounds that I use. That's both pickups of my Z and the middle pickup of my Strat. That's it. Those are the only pickup configurations I use on those guitars. So, the pickup selector here is a two-way, and it selects either the bridge pickup and the neck pickup together, or the middle pickup by itself. That's it. The bridge and neck pickups are identical to my Z, a Seymour Duncan distortion at the bridge and a Seymour Duncan custom at the neck. The middle pickup is a DiMarzio chopper because that's what Billy Corgan has as the middle pickup on his signature Strat, and I like the way he can make his guitar squeal. The chopper is a humbucker, so it sounds a little less weedy than the stock middle pickup on my Strat, but it can still funk. And finally, a single volume control. I'm one of those guitarists who just leaves the tone and volume knobs on 10. The only exception is when I'm playing through my Smoky amp. Strat through a Smoky is an integral part of my recording sound, but it's too dirty to leave the volume full. So a volume knob is the only control I use, so it was the only one I included. All of this routing was done by Paul Nieto at Guitar Tech NYC. And that is how I selected the parts for this. As I said before, the intention with this guitar is to stand in for two guitars that I rely on for recording, namely my Dean Z and Fender Strat. So I thought it might be fun to listen and compare and contrast. It's important for you to use your ears, so I'm just going to play a part on the RF40, then play its corresponding part on the guitars I already had. I don't expect them to sound entirely exactly the same, but still should be damn close. The amp, audio interface and DAW settings are the same for each example. If you're still here, I'd love to show you how these guitar parts fit in the context of how I record guitars. If the song I'm recording has acoustic guitars, I'll typically record them first. I record my Epiphone Hummingbird, and my Taylor Swift signature model Baby Taylor. And I'll pan one wide left and the other wide right. That's it, that's my acoustic guitar sound. Next, I'll record open chords throughout the whole song on my Gibson ES335. I use both humbuckers and the knobs are all at 10. Then I'll move to solid body. When I first recorded with a real producer, he emphasised lows on the verses and highs on the choruses. This is where my Dean and now the RF40 comes in. I'll play low grungy power chords for the verses, then full, bright, open chords for choruses. To add to the chorus highs, this is where I'd record bar chords through the Smoky with my Strat, and this is now what I'll do with the RF40. And finally, I throw in a guitar solo. I've always used a Tube Screamer with solos through the middle pickup on my Strat, and I'll do the same with my RF40. And that's all about the RF40. Thanks for watching and listening.